This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
Now at 11, a community comes together to heal after the search for a missing 10-year-old girl takes a devastating turn. Good evening to you at 11. I'm Mark Mullins.
And I'm Amanda Starrentino. Hundreds of people attended a vigil in Gas City tonight to mourn the death of Skylee Carmack. Investigators found her body today hidden inside a trash bag in a shed behind the family's home. Skylee had been missing since Saturday afternoon. The alleged crime hits close to home for one Gas City resident. Sonia Federhoff's nephew was killed by his stepfather 19 years ago.
Our family knows. Our family's been emotional all day about it. It's hitting home, and I know how the family's feeling. I know how the father's feeling. You know, my brother went through the same thing. It's hard, and to see this, I think, you know, it'll ease a little bit of pain.
34-year-old Amanda Carmack is being held on preliminary charges of murder, neglect, strangulation, and domestic battery.
Tomorrow, an attorney will speak publicly on behalf of a family that's suing after an IMPD officer hit a student. The attorney released new video of the incident today. Officer Robert Lawson made physical contact with a 17-year-old student outside of Shortridge High School last Thursday after warning to arrest the teen's adult relative. Well, that relative is also expected to speak tomorrow. According to the federal lawsuit, the boy kept his arms at his sides and made no aggressive moves toward the officer. Documents obtained by RTV6 indicate the officer feared he would be hit because he said the teen's face was clenched with anger and both hands were balled into fists. No video has been released showing the student's face. Well, Officer Lawson is suspended without pay. The city's legal department is not commenting on the lawsuit or new developments, but on Saturday, IMPD Chief Brian Roach released a statement saying, quote, "The video shows a clear image of a closed fist punch to the face, a technique which is not taught or reasonable given the facts known to us at this time."
It has only been in operation for 4 days, but the Red Line has caught the interest of thousands of Hoosiers. If you're still on the fence about the new bus service, RTV6's Cameron Riddle is working for you. He hopped on a bus to get reviews from new riders and find out if Rapid Transit is living up to its name.
Tonight, we are putting the Red Line to the test, tracking to see how long it takes to get from downtown to Broad Ripple in the middle of the afternoon rush.
I think that this is a great asset for the city. I think it'll make traveling back and forth a lot easier, a lot more efficient.
4 days after the launch of Indigo's Red Line bus system, we are seeing just how rapid transit really is. And so we are officially now on the bus. It is after 5 o'clock, and we're headed north. We left the downtown transit center at 5:07, boarding a bus that in minutes had only standing room. Yesenia Tostado, a resident of Broad Ripple, just so happened to end up sitting next to this bus riding reporter as she took the Red Line home for the first time.
I'm hoping that I can use this as a regular way to get to and from work. I'm hoping that I'll be able to maybe get some work done while I'm on the bus or just relax.
After leaving her downtown job, Tostado climbed on board at the Washington and Capitol Station, 8 miles south of her destination at College and Broad Ripple Avenue. Adam Licklider had a similar route. He's been riding the new bus line to work all week and now believes the Red Line is the future.
It's going to allow people to go to so many more parts of the city so much quicker, and people are going to say, I want to live close to the Red Line. I want to live close to Indigo, and we're going to be able to go to work for cheap. We're going to be able to go to work much quicker and more efficiently.
As the bus built for 100 passengers fills up, we reach 38th Street and Meridian at 5:33, 26 minutes after leaving the transit center.
I love it. I'm so glad I'm not sitting in my car.
As we approach Broad Ripple Avenue, both Licklider and Tostado have reached their stop 35 minutes after boarding at 5:10.
It's quick and easy, faster than driving would have taken me.
It's quick and easy. I'm home.
Working for you in Indianapolis, Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
Thanks, Cameron. So as you saw there, it took those two passengers 35 minutes to get from Capitol Avenue to Broad Ripple Avenue. It took the bus a total of 44 minutes to travel from the downtown transit center to 66th Street, where the completed portion of the Red Line ends. For everything you need to know about the Red Line as a rider or driver, go to our website, theindychannel.com, and search Red Line.
And it wasn't a bad day to walk to any of those bus stations, wait outside. Not bad today. And maybe you can feel the change now, though.
Humidity's down,
yeah,
and temperature's down as well. Maybe you want to walk from Broad Ripple to downtown.
Right, might as well, right?
The Monon is an option. I'm sure that's a great thing this time of year coming alive. Let's talk about the headlines for tonight. Last night, we still had some thunderstorms at this hour, especially to the north. This evening, skies are clear. Temperatures are tumbling into the 50s. A light wind will lead to some patchy fog developing by morning. There's the change. North wind, that will calm down in Indianapolis. It's calm in many spots now, along with some moisture at ground level in the clear sky. That's a recipe for some light fog. About ready to lead the way into the 50s. It is 60 in Miami County of Peru, 62 in Lafayette. Temperatures to the south, low to mid 60s. That's where we're at now. As you wake up in the morning, coolest temperatures to the north and northwest, lower 50s. Logansport onto Kokomo, Lafayette, down to the south, mid 50s generally speaking. Same in Indy. From there, we'll warm into the 70s. 77 the high. We'll talk about what changes as we move toward the weekend. Coming up.
Investigators are asking for your help in finding the vandals responsible for this. This covering a church in Monroe County with racist, anti-Semitic, and vulgar graffiti. Surveillance pictures clearly show two people with what appear to be spray cans. The vandalism happened around 9 o'clock Monday evening at the Old Dutch Community Church in Ellettsville. If you recognize the suspects, get a good look. Contact the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. The church is working to raise $500 in donations to cover its deductible to have the building painted. If you'd like to help, go to the RTV6 app and click on this story for more information. Also, Metro Police want to know if you recognize this woman. She's accused of causing thousands of dollars worth of damage at a gas station on the northeast side over a $10 hold on her credit card. The woman tore down shelves and broke doors last Friday at the Shell station on 34th and Sherman. If you know anything in this case, you can call Crime Stoppers at 317-262-TIPS.
The results are in, and they are not good. Indiana saw double-digit declines in two parts of the new iLearn test. The state released the results today. Language arts scores dropped 16 points. Math scores dropped 11 points. But as RTV6 has reported, schools will probably not be penalized because this is a transition period from iStep that will likely apply this year and possibly next year.
We know there is frustration with the iLearn for this year. Although those implementation results were expected, they can be very, very difficult. We are hopeful that our General Assembly will take a hard look at our state accountability system and address some of those concerns so a year from now we're not having the same conversation.
A similar drop in test scores happened 5 years ago after changes to the iStep.
A proposal to add new development on the north side of Indianapolis is moving forward, but not without a fight. Today at a zoning hearing meeting, the city approved petitions for the initial phases of a project that would bring hundreds of apartments to the Glendale area near 62nd and Keystone. The units would be built on less than 6 acres. Some homeowners are worried about many new potential residents in such a small space.
We're happy to see a $40 million project right in our backyards. We think the success of this project is important to the future of the Glendale area and the larger community. But at the same time, it's got to be done right.
The developers say they're willing to listen to any concerns, but they believe the benefits of the plan outweigh any potential problems. The familiar yellow bicycles that you see across Indianapolis are getting a new look. Tomorrow, leaders with the Pacers Bike Share program will unveil an updated version of the bikes. The unveiling will be part of a ribbon-cutting ceremony to kick off an expansion of the program. 21 stations and 275 bikes are being added. The celebration starts at 10 a.m. at the site of one of those new stations on Westfield Boulevard and the Monon Trail.
I lost my mom that year, and it was already hard for my family.
Still ahead, how a non-traditional type of schooling is helping a Central Indiana teenager after she suffered a big loss.
Yeah, I had no clue something like this could happen, and that Lyft's response would be so unsupportive.
Attorneys call it a sexual predator crisis. Why a major rideshare company is facing a lawsuit. You're watching RTV6 News at 11.
We're 6th at Old National Center. This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
Well, Welcome back. Hiring Hoosiers is an RTV6 initiative connecting you to jobs, training, and other resources. And tonight, a student shares how online education is helping her get ready to go from classroom to career. 15-year-old Alicia Gregory attends Indiana's digital learning school. She meets with teachers virtually to go over lesson plans for each class. Online learning works for Alicia because after the death of her mother, transportation became an issue, and going to public school took a toll emotionally.
Having to go to public school was definitely going to be a chore to me because it's just something that I wasn't up to. I think that I wouldn't necessarily be as focused and as okay with everything as I am right now because I'd have to worry about all of the different dramas.
Alicia is taking 7 courses and is on track to graduate a year early. She hopes to someday become a pharmaceutical scientist.
$100 bills are being passed around central Indiana. They may not be the real thing either. Police found 10 fake hundreds in Marion after stopping a man accused of passing counterfeit money. The fake cash impacted several businesses, and more are expected to come forward after taking money to the bank. The suspect faces counterfeit charges. Investigators hope you recognize a bank robber with a distinct disguise. As you can see, the suspect appears to be wearing a wig and a fake beard. The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office says the man walked into Hoosier Heartland State Bank in Linden just after noon today, showed a gun, and demanded money. No one was hurt, but if you do have information, call police.
The dump truck driver accused of causing a crash that killed a Danville couple in their 80s admitted to using heroin earlier that day. That's according to the probable cause filed against Danny Williams. He faces several charges in connection to yesterday's wreck on U.S. Highway 36 at County Road 625 East in Avon. Williams is also the suspect in a hit and run that happened 3 hours before the deadly crash.
Police may arrest more people after a shootout near a park in Kokomo. A woman captured the chaos on video. Watch.
We could take them to the other park. You want to take them to Highland? Get my son!
Chantel Droll and her kids were playing in Studebaker Park on Labor Day when the shooting happened near an apartment complex across the street. Now, there are no reports of injuries here, but the pregnant mother says the violence was still too close for comfort.
Bullets don't have eyes, and you just never know. Like, who knows that you're gonna come to the park and you're just playing like a regular day, and what if one of my kids would have got hit?
Police arrested 5 people in the case. Investigators are still reviewing surveillance video.
At least 14 alleged rape and sexual assault victims claim the rideshare service Lyft did not do enough to keep them safe. Now they are suing the company. The woman accused Lyft of knowingly allowing sexual predators to transport vulnerable passengers. According to the lawsuit, Lyft has documented incidents of drivers sexually assaulting or raping female customers as far back as 2015. One of the women is speaking publicly.
I can't fathom another individual having to experience the turmoil, fear, and feelings of insignificance and hopelessness that torment me every day.
The suit also alleges Lyft failed to perform adequate background checks and continues to allow drivers who have sexual assault complaints on their records to keep driving. Lyft says it's committed to providing safe transportation and that policies are in place to keep out bad actors and react quickly to incidents.
Breaking news to tell you about Hurricane Dorian is now a Category 3 storm, regaining strength from a Category 2. As it pelts parts of the East Coast, questions are being raised about a map President Trump revealed in the Oval Office today. ABC's Inez de la Quatera explains.
President Trump holding up what seems to be a doctored map of Hurricane Dorian's projected trajectory from last week. A black line appears to have been added to Dorian's cone of uncertainty in this early National Hurricane Center forecast to include parts of Alabama.
That was the original chart, and you see it was going to hit not only Florida, but Georgia.
The president seemingly wanting to prove a point after being ridiculed for falsely claiming repeatedly that Alabama was in Dorian's projected path.
And Alabama could even be in for at least some very strong winds, and something more than that it could be.
The National Weather Service even forced to correct Trump on Twitter, saying Alabama will not see any impacts from Dorian. But when asked whether the map he showed today was doctored, Trump responded,
And that map that you showed today looks like it almost had like a Sharpie.
I don't know.
And this evening, tweeting out yet another map of what he says was the hurricane's original projected path. It is a federal crime to knowingly issue or publish a false weather forecast. FEMA and NOAA are declining to comment, referring all questions back to the White House. In Washington, Inez de la Cuetara, ABC News.
20 people in the Bahamas are now confirmed dead in connection to Hurricane Dorian. More than 70% of the Grand Bahama Island was underwater at one point. Homes are ripped apart and boats were thrown onto land, blocking roads. The hurricane is now threatening the Carolinas. Authorities are warning residents along the southeast coast of life-threatening storm surges.
We want to prepare for the worst, but of course, we want to pray for the best.
Hurricane Dorian has its sights set on North Carolina. We will be ready, and we will not underestimate the damage this storm can cause.
At this hour, millions of people are still under evacuation.
Kevin Gregory joins us now, and we are still tracking that here in our tracking center.
Yeah, so this will hug the East Coast, and so won't have any impact. Sometimes, you know, the rain can come way inland. You get remnants from these systems. Not this time. And this will pick up speed, too, and be out of the picture later on Saturday. Just wanted to show you we've identified 4 different tropical systems all at once. Now, Fernand has made landfall and weakened. Dorian still strengthening at this hour, but during the day tomorrow should come back down a little bit. I just want to show you from present time on into the weekend. We'll put this in motion, and you'll just watch then as Dorian moves up the coastline, and as they were talking about, may make landfall in the Carolinas, certainly scraping along South Carolina and North Carolina, the Outer Banks, and then we'll start to move to the northeast and pick up speed. By the time we get to Saturday, that'll be well out of the picture. Rain chances are minimal for us the next several days. On Sunday, 20% chance for a shower or thunderstorm. Certainly odds are in our favor that you've got the green light for outdoor activities. Temperatures are really the story now. 60 in Peru, Indy's at 67. To show you the big picture across the Midwest, the temperatures to the north are cooler. That sets the stage then for temperatures to fall into the 50s tonight. We'll get used to that. We've got some comfortable weather on the way here the next couple of days. As high pressure sits up in the Great Lakes, we've pushed the warm air to the south and to the west. This is what you wake up to tomorrow morning. Temperatures low 50s to the north, mid 50s in Indy. Late morning, 68 will be the temperature through the day tomorrow. Lots of sunshine. The wind will be light. Your afternoon temperatures push 77. Now your average high this time of year, 82 degrees. Will miss the mark as Friday rolls around. More clouds on Friday. Chance for a shower is minimal. There is a cold front trying to move through. Won't have a lot of moisture to work with, and the extra cloud cover at times across central Indiana will put temperatures again below average in the upper 70s. As far as that rain chance, there's your gray of cloud cover. Watch it start to move in from the northwest. We'll continue to slide to the southeast, but not a lot of moisture to work with. So I think in most cases, rain chances will remain low. I'm trying to get my computer to work. I don't know if you can tell I'm distracted or not, but I'm in a battle with the computer, and I usually try to win. So there we go. 7-day forecast unveiled. As you look at this, temperatures do warm back to summer-like levels Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Until then, we're in good shape. And that chance for rain just 20% as we get to Sunday. Check Dave for, he looks pretty clean. No dirt on you. You were at the track today.
I did wash my face when I get back.
And is your computer working?
You tell that computer who's boss.
Right.
Okay?
You take mine here.
Thank you.
You let it know.
Use that.
So with all due respect to the rest of the racing this weekend, we might have had the best finish tonight at the Speedway. We'll show you that. And it's familiar territory for new Colts QB Brian Hoyer. The more things change, the more they stay the same. It's in the spotlight when the news at 11 continues.
Store, Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Well, sad news from Warren Central tonight. Coach Larry Willen was a constant on the sidelines of Warren games for decades. Truly the heart and soul of that program. Didn't matter the era, didn't matter the head coach. Larry Willen was there through all 9 state titles. Tonight, the school announcing his passing. He was 84. Well, good evening. A day closer to the Colts opener in L.A. and Brian Hoyer settling into his new city, a new team, but coincidentally, it's a very familiar role. Brad Brown with the Sports Extra Spotlight.
It's not often that a backup quarterback gets this much attention, but Brian Hoyer has been in this kind of situation more than most in the NFL.
Imagine studying Spanish for 4 years in college, and then in the last week before finals, they're like, all right, here's French. Good luck with the final exams on Sunday. So just trying to figure it out.
This is the 11th pro season for the 34-year-old quarterback. Hoyer has been a journeyman in every sense of the term. Indy marks his 7th different team, and he was a backup at one point or another for each stop along the way.
Yeah, it was a tough decision. You never really want to have to move your family, but, when this opportunity came up, I didn't want to pass it up.
We got him in the building, and I think it was probably 1 minute into discussion. I was thinking about, man, when this was the right move. I mean, this guy, he's a seasoned vet now. This guy is super, super smart. He represents what we're all about.
But he's also had a taste as a starter. 13 games with the Browns in 2014. He won 7 of those. In 2015, he helped the Texans make it to the playoffs. That level of experience should pay off quickly in the Colts QB room.
Just try to give that perspective. Whatever I told him when I came here, I said, anything you need from me, just let me know. And, so I'm kind of learning from him right now. But eventually, I just hope to be able to help him however I can.
I always knew he was a tough guy, and you know how we really like that around here. And that guy's tough, physically and mentally. And then I just forgot how smart he is. I really think he'll be a calming voice and a steady influence on Jacoby.
There is an obvious link between Hoyer and Jacoby Brissett. Although they didn't play together, each spent a chunk of time studying under Tom Brady during their time with the Patriots.
If you want to be a quarterback in this league and learn from the right person, there's no one better to learn from. And, fortunately, Jacoby was there for a little bit.
So the work here begins. And for Hoyer, it could be spent largely watching from the sidelines.
You can just tell there's good people here, and it was something that I wanted to be a part of.
Well, the only player on the Colts roster older than Hoyer, you guessed it, Adam Vinatieri. Hoyer has had 3 career starts against the Colts, 1 each with the Bears, Niners, and Browns. He went 0-3 in those 3 games. Hey, finally tonight, first and foremost, opening night of the BC 39, named after and honoring the late Brian Clausen. Absolutely packed around the quarter-mile oval. 90 entries this week. One of them, the 47er Andrew Lacer, flips in the heat races. He was okay. Final lap. Here we go. Steepest pursuit. NASCAR's Kyle Larson is leading. Michael Pickens is the yellow car, 2-touch. Pickens flips. Justin Grant in the other car flips. Larson has to loop it around out of turn 3, keeps going, and Kyle Larson wins the pursuit race tonight. Unbelievable finish. Tomorrow night, the mains start around 7:15 at night. BC 39 feature starts around 9:30.
I'm sure during a flip, the goal is to get it back on its wheels.
You just want to stay out of the wall. You just want to land.
True, yeah.
You just want to land on the dirt. We're good to go.
Gotcha.
Good finish tonight.
We'll be right back.
Then filet sandwich meal, only at Zaxby's.
There's a new Amazon Prime perk for members who live in Indianapolis. The company is expanding its Amazon Fresh service to Indy. That means Prime members in the Circle City can now have groceries delivered from Amazon Fresh. The service offers everything you would find in a grocery store. Prime members can get Amazon Fresh for about $15 a month as an add-on to your Prime membership.
Maybe it can be delivered right to the track on Sunday.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Can we do that?
51 tomorrow morning, Lafayette and Peru. 55 in Indy. Temperatures in the afternoon next several days stay in the 70s. Our average high is 82. A few more clouds roll into the picture here on occasion, but overall, this is a spectacular, that's hard to say, spectacular 7-day forecast for September.
It is quite nice.
Would they deliver Long's Donuts to the track, though?
I would.
As usual.
Wait, that's all it takes?
Yeah.
You're in. You're hired Sunday.
I'm ready for a midnight snack after this story at the end of the show. Every time.
All right, thanks for joining us. Good night.
Always good
Now my eyes are glazed over.